gentlemen, it is Black and White with Brian Rundle and Lana Quest. That over there is Lana Quest. Hi, Lana.
Hi.
What happening? Oh, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm busy.
Have you?
Yeah, just a lot, like Christmas shows, holiday shows for my grandson.
Yeah.
Babysitting the other grandbaby, holiday shopping, like, all of the stuff.
Having fun.
It's a lot. Working because it's the end of the year, trying to get all those billables in there. Get a bonus. If you get 1,400 billable hours, I get 3% of my salary. So,
and how close are we?
I think I'm at 1346, and I'm off next week. So, like, I have to be billing 46. Yeah, I should be able to get that.
I can't imagine that you won't.
8 hours a day. 8-9 hours a day. I got that in the next 3 days.
You're gonna have to force yourself.
It's worth it.
On top, no question. On top of this, on top of doing your show and the family and Christmas and all that fun stuff. So
yeah, it's fine. How are you doing?
Good. The weekend was fine. Actually, I had a decent weekend. So good weekend, and now just back to the regular week. And next week's going to be a short week for everybody.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people love that it falls on Wednesday because you have Christmas Eve on Wednesday. A lot of people either just cut it short or don't go in. Right. They're off Thursday. And then a lot of businesses close on Friday too. So, so it should be a good week next week. But this week, Lana, it's a lot going on in the news as always. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, what happens in this country on a daily basis anymore are mass shootings. There was another one at Brown University, which took the lives of 2 students. And, again, this is sort of the thing that Americans are getting used to. In fact, there's too many things going on in this country where we're just kind of allowing it to be the new normal and just kind of going, it is what it is. And, we're just going to have to hope it's not us. And, but 2 young people were taken. They still have not found the shooter yet. However, the president of the United States felt it necessary to go on his Truth Social and tell everybody, we got him, basically. And we didn't get him. And Lana, this is the mayor of Providence. This is how sad our country has become, that the mayor of Providence basically has to say, don't listen to the president of the United States.
Press briefing before this, I'll reiterate right now. In this day and age, there is a lot of misinformation that can spread as it pertains to official updates regarding the shelter in place or any future announcements. Please follow the City of Providence official social media channels. We've
Not True Social.
Also put out updates through our 311 system, but the City of Providence on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram will be updating throughout the evening. If that did not come from an official channel, then it is not official.
Like True Social. I mean, this is the mayor, like I said, has to come out and basically say in the nicest way that he can, don't listen to the moron who is telling you that we've got him. Just listen to our channels and we'll update you.
Don't even listen to the FBI director.
Right.
He's an idiot too. Like, this is where we are. You can't listen to the government.
Most unqualified administration in American history, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. The guy was a podcaster. We had a guy that was a Sunday morning Fox News host. He wasn't even the week guy. He was the weekend guy. And he is running our entire military.
Right.
And our country has become a laughing stock all around the world. And it has become because of the president and this administration. But you brought up Kash Patel. And don't worry, Lana, he is on the case. This is what he was doing just the other day as we're still looking for the shooter at Brown University.
By Kash and his beautiful girlfriend, Alexis. So I just want to clarify, you're not Jewish.
I'm not.
You are not from Israel.
No.
So how did we get to, are you a Mossad agent?
You know, that's a great question.
Where's her ring? Just to clarify, how often has he traveled to see you since January 20th? Has there been one moment where you're like, you can't make this up?
I'll be honest with you, that was the best question she asked. Is there a moment where we asked, can you not make this up? First of all, what bothers me so much, Lana, is they all think they're the in thing now, that everybody loves them. Everybody thinks it's hilarious. Oh, we're watching the Katie Miller podcast. This is sickening. This is just sick. And by the way, 2 people are dead. And that's what he's doing.
That is the FBI director.
Yep.
On a podcast.
Cringeworthy.
With his girlfriend, who we now know he's using the FBI to take her shopping and drive her drunk friends home. And while 2 people are dead, who they act like they care about the girl because she was a Republican. So they act like they care about her, but they actually do not care about her either because he is friggin' on a podcast. Like, it's so maddening how anyone can think that this is okay or cute. It's also maddening that not enough people can see it, and I understand why. Like, there's definitely a difference between local news. Like, local news would be 10 hours long if they had to even attempt. They wouldn't, but to try to report on any of this stuff, because it's just it's insane that, like, I can't.
And by the way, who's watching that? Is anybody like actually watching the Katie Miller podcast?
It's so disgusting. Hey, are you Jewish?
I know.
Are you Muslim?
Where's her ring? Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's just so, and he's just like, oh, fucking, the minute he loses that fucking job, she's not even gonna want to be with his ass anyway.
No question. That's probably the only reason why he's begging to hold on to that job, because she is out of there. There's no way she is with that little troll if he is not the head of the FBI. And again, that's probably coming soon. There's also going to be some other heads rolling. By the way, what did you make? Oh my gosh. Katrina and Deborah, hey, how are you? Thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone.
What's her name? Susie Wiles.
Susie
What's her
Trump?
position?
You mean Susie Trump?
Susie Trump?
Yeah, that's what Trump called her Susie Trump.
Right. She is the, why am I forgetting her title? But anyway.
Press secretary? No,
not press secretary.
She's the main person. Yeah, she's the
important position. I can't believe it.
Chief of staff.
Chief of staff. Jesus, thank you. You're right. Holy crap. Anyway, they did this interview with Vanity Fair, and she came out and basically said that Donald Trump has the personality of an alcoholic, that J.D. Vance is a conspiracy theorist, that Elon Musk is addicted to ketamine and he's an odd duck. They also said about Russell Vought that he is basically a crazy Republican. He's a zealot, in fact, was the word that she used.
Yeah.
And also there was a report in there that she was basically, oh yeah, Trump's in the Epstein files. He's all over it. And now they're playing. I just didn't understand today where all the people in the administration were defending Susie Wiles, telling everybody how great she was. And now Susie Wiles is saying this is a hit piece. And I didn't say this. I didn't say that. But it's all recorded. Like, what are they doing? What is happening, Lana? Can you explain it?
Oh my God, something's in my throat. But at first I was like, oh, she don't care about this job. I was like, she doesn't care if she gets fired. She's probably just tired anyway, so she's going to say whatever. But then I actually found out that part of this interview was really early on. So a lot of those things she was talking about before she actually got deep into the job. So she may have forgotten that she said some of the things.
They interviewed her 11 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So it will be interesting. And I think today that Vanity Fair released the audio too of her saying the things that they're saying that they never said. And I know these people are terrible people. There's no way they're stupid enough to not know that Vanity Fair has all of this recorded.
Right. So why are you saying that you never said it? And it's funny because I think they have to support her because they always want to look like a united front no matter what. So
I guess.
they're going to do that. But then again, some of that shit was really bad. And not only was some of the shit really bad, she kind of said or confirmed that Trump is on a retribution tour.
Yes. Yeah.
So y'all can't go back after Letitia James for the 5th time because Susie already said, oh yeah, that one was retribution.
How much is she just laughing her ass off at these clowns who keep trying to nail her for something they clearly cannot prove? And she's just like, yeah, go ahead, throw up another one at me. I fucking dare. Now it's actually becoming fun.
I want to see, I hope those indictment papers get released at some point because like for this to be happening like this, there's just like zero there. Like it has to be just like, what are y'all talking? They must be like, what is this? Like seriously.
The funny thing is, what they're blaming her doing, Trump did.
Well, he really did, right? Like he really did. She didn't. Her place was not a rental place because her niece was there not paying any rent.
Right.
So it's just whatever.
It's absolutely outrageous. But speaking of outrageous, Lana, I am, we've already been burned a million times, but I don't know if this is one that finally people are going to start dropping off. But we also heard of the tragic death of Rob Reiner. If you like movies, you have to like at least one of Rob Reiner's movies. You have Sleepless in Seattle. You have, Jesus. There's a ton of them. I had them all. Lana,
Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally, of course. He was in Wolf of Wall Street. He was awesome as Jordan Belfort's dad in there. The Princess Bride. So many great movies that he's been involved. Of course, he was Meathead in All the Family. Stand By Me is another one. He's had all kinds of great movies, and he was tragically murdered by his son, him and his wife. His son obviously had some sort of drug issue, and it's just terrible to think about what happened in that home that night. But he was murdered. But of course, the president of the United States, most of the time when something like this happens, you expect the president to put out something to where it would sort of just say, hey, this is a terrible tragedy and put it out. But of course, this is what our president right now said. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affection with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession with President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness. And with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace. This motherfucking piece of shit still even has to take a tragedy like that, make it about him, and just shit on their graves. People are grieving. People are crying. People are hurting. I just, your loss of words, man. Your loss of words that this is who the president of the United States is and nobody is really saying anything, although it does appear he is getting some pushback even from some of his followers.
Yeah, I mean, so they knew who he was. This par for the course with him.
How is that the red line? Like, go, whoa, wait a minute. We didn't know you were going to do something like that. How did they not know this?
This is not the red line. Tomorrow they're gonna be okay with him. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what it's the outrage now, and like whatever. Like, pedophilia didn't bother them. Sexual assault doesn't bother them. You know what I mean? Like the racism, the bigotry, calling Somalians like dirty and garbage. Like none of that. But this is the thing. Because this is not the thing. It's just the thing to say that it is the thing. Like,
at the time, in the moment, it's like, oh, this doesn't feel right. But then a couple days go by and it's okay.
Exactly. Because they're being interviewed, right? So if you have a mic in your mouth or in your face, you're not going to be like, well, he said what he said, right? Like, they're not going to really say that, all but Mike Johnson, who's a PAB anyway. So it's like, I don't know. We're trying to work on healthcare. Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all been on break. What you mean now?
First of all, they're doing something. They're doing nothing about healthcare. That is so fucking. I mean, but like I said, at some point, grown adults have to look at themselves in the mirror and go, how many more times can I be lied to by these people without showing? I mean, it used to be where people would just be angry at politicians because they were sick of their lies. These politicians, they're perfectly fine with their lives as long as they continue to troll the libs, talk about Somalia as being garbage, talk nasty about immigrants, talk nasty about the trans community, talk nasty about the Black community, talk nasty about every other community except for that white community that they want to either sucker or fool, or for the country to just be like. And it's soul crushing, but it's also fucking makes you so angry.
Yeah.
But
it's sad for this generation, these kids, to have to grow up under thinking that this is kind of normal, right? Because they, some of these young kids, this is the president that they fucking know. It was Biden, and then it was this guy. They're probably too young to really get what was happening with Biden. So now you got him, and it's like, oh gosh.
You know how many people, if politics ever does get boring again, you're going to see the people who go out and vote. It's probably going to be 30 million, 40 million people less, because they don't, they need entertainment. And if it's not entertainment, although I do fear that for the rest of our lives, politics is going to be entertainment because it's a moneymaker. And if it continues to make money, that's why we're going to see this entertainment side of politics, and people are going to be voting on the entertainment side of politics. The bad news for Democrats is the entertainment is run mostly by right-wing influencers who run this entertainment. So when so many of these people are running the entertainment, it's almost like Russian propaganda. They're going to continue to hear the Republican side's cool, Democrats suck. And that's, again, going to be the normal for the younger generation. And they're going to control the narrative for a long time. And that scares the hell out of me, even if the Democrats wind up winning in 2026 and 2028. This propaganda machine is going nowhere. And they're just going to wind up getting bigger and bigger and bigger until people start to think and realize that, or not realize, but think and believe that the Democrats are as terrible as the propaganda media is telling them. And I'm just afraid they're going to win this battle overall. But we'll see. We'll see. But speaking, we were talking about Rob Reiner, and he happened to be on Piers Morgan shortly after the Charlie Kirk murder. And he was asked about Charlie Kirk. Now, it's funny. The same people who went around and said, make sure you get there where they work, because we're going to call their employer if anybody says anything bad about Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
Here's the ironic thing. Rob Reiner was asked by Piers Morgan about Charlie Kirk, and this is what Rob Reiner had to say.
About the murder of Charlie Kirk. What was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, that the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful, and absolutely, she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
I was kind of him to say. He was also saying that when we just got to know Erica Kirk, I'm about over Erica Kirk. I don't need to see her one more time in my life. She appears to be maybe even a bigger grifter than her late husband was. Mm-hmm. And it's actually getting annoying. And the fact that Barry Weiss of CBS News now, who runs CBS News, is trying to shove her down our throats as some, I don't know what it is that she's trying to prove with this Erica Kirk, having her in a town hall and having on a one-on-one interview on CBS. And you know what the good news is, Lana? Nobody watched it. The ratings were horrible for it, which was good. But anyway, that was Rob Reiner and how he reacted to the passing of Charlie Kirk. And here's our president, the way he reacted towards Rob Reiner. It's just, it's an amazing contrast. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And that's why these MAGA people, I've got no patience for them. None. Hey, baby Juggernaut. Good to see you.
Baby.
Baby Jay is here. And Matt. I saw Matt's here too. All right. Did you want to add to that, Lana? Or are you ready to move on?
We can move on.
The job numbers suck. And everything economically right now is not good. This is coming from the administration who said on day one, we are lowering prices. We're going to do everything to get the economy, what they called back on track, even though the economy was doing just fine. And the economy was back on track under the Biden administration. But the Biden administration wasn't allowed to talk about it because people were still hurting. But these people are coming out and telling everybody this is the best economy of all time. Everything's great. But they're also saying it's Biden's fault. I'm not really sure what they're talking about.
Biden's fault is crazy.
But here's the latest jobs report. This is them reporting on the latest jobs report.
60,000, 50,000 jobs growth numbers are just kind of the new normal. And that's a pretty interesting fact. When you look just a year ago, you were seeing 200,000 private sector job growth in a way that's pretty striking. And it tells you something about there's both a labor supply side here.
What was going on a year ago, by the way?
It's pretty important
Joe
that
Biden.
in a world where so much immigration restriction is happening, you're starting to see that have real impacts with respect to the labor market. And also to what Steve was saying about where Powell is. I mean, he mentioned that a bunch of the revisions, he's a little bit nervous that the BLS doesn't really have the capacity in real time to be able to tell us what's happening with respect to business closures and business openings. And so some of these labor market numbers, which are already looking a little bit weak, might actually end up being revised down and might be inflated, which makes the Fed's job pretty difficult in a moment when we're also pursuing the most inflationary policies of our lifetimes with these tariffs. So
there's no question about that. And again, this is why this is dangerous. We've talked about it before. When Jerome Powell's reign as the Fed chair is over next year, I believe it's in May, they're going to replace him with a Donald Trump sycophant.
Yep.
And they are going to manipulate the economy to make it look really good, even though it's terrible. And they're going to be lowering interest rates while inflation skyrockets. Now, hopefully, the Supreme Court does rule against Donald Trump's tariffs, although the problem with that is all the revenue made from those tariffs are going to have to go back. They're going to have to give all that money back. But I am very concerned about our economy because we are going to get a president of the United States who does not give a fuck about what the real numbers are. All he cares about is looking good, and they're going to do nothing but report good numbers.
Right. But common sense, but people like Americans don't have common sense, right? Like common sense is telling you it's definitely worse than what we're getting.
Yep.
Like 50K jobs created. Yeah, hilarious, right? That unemployment is probably higher than that. No one's leaving their jobs. They added to the unemployment because they've been firing everyone.
They're about to do it again in the VA.
Exactly. So we are fucked. And now what they're doing is damage control and blaming it on the immigrants, right? There are no jobs because the immigrants took all the jobs. Took all the fucking jobs. What, in the offices? No, the jobs that immigrants are doing are literally the jobs that Americans have never wanted to do. And you know that.
Yep.
We all fucking know that. And we still act like it's them. The housing market is the way it is because the immigrants, hundreds and thousands came in and hundreds and thousands took all of the houses and the apartments and all of the shit. No, it's the fucking corporations that are buying up this stuff and then charging you more rent. It's not them. They don't make up that. Come on.
It is like I said, it's crazy. It's also crazy. Luckily, I am seeing in the polling that the younger people are apparently said we made a mistake because it's like a 30-point deficit now between 18 to 25-year-olds and who they support. But the ones who thought it was funny voting for Donald Trump, the only jobs left if they get their way are going to be the ones that they throw all the immigrants out. Those are going to be the only jobs left for them because the corporations really want to do as much as they can to make sure they replace you with the bots and the AI so they don't have to pay them. It is clear as day that these corporate assholes and the politicians that support these corporate assholes care about one thing and one thing only, putting more money in their pockets and making sure that they now give the impression that no, you guys always thought that we work for you. No, you work for us. And we will control every bit of your fucking lives while you beg for us. Maybe every once in a while we'll give you a raise, but we'll laugh at you 3 years in a row when you ask for one.
But no tax on tips.
Y'all
did that shit, didn't y'all?
Yep.
Yeah, how
2% of the country that helps, by the way.
Right. How the fuck? Well, how's that helping you? No tax on tips when fucking families are not going to your restaurants because of inflation. So you're not even getting any fucking tips, you stupid asses.
Their grocery prices are up. Energy prices are up 13%. I saw in some places 13% energy prices are up. So you're right. If nobody can spend money, but again, these billionaires, you think they give a flying fuck if half the Americans are living out on the streets?
No.
They're putting their money in NVIDIA and all this stuff because that's who they're putting on in their future workers, in bots and AI. That's who they're putting their money because they're like, well.
Oh, you froze. Or I froze. I don't know. Did I freeze or did Brian freeze? It looks like Brian froze.
Uh-oh. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, because the revenue that we're going to lose from people not spending anymore, we're just going to get it in these stocks. So we don't really give a flying fuck. And how Americans are not understanding this, because this is a little bit more complex, and complexity hurts the brains of too many Americans in this country. That's why you get so many people vote for Donald Trump, because it's all simplistic. It's all that nonsense. And this is going to be a problem.
No, it absolutely is. And let them fool you into thinking that, like, oh my God, everyone's Christmas shopping. Everyone is buying less Christmas shopping, including myself. I had an amount budget for everyone. Some people got more than one gift. If the gift was underneath that amount, say 150, then you got a few gifts. If one of your gifts was 150, 155,
that's it.
You got one. Nothing. Like when I say I got nothing else other than that, and I am so happy because when I go into my bank account, I'm like, oh, there's still something left in it.
Yeah, right.
I didn't go crazy. Was not doing that. I'm not doing that. Electricity is too high. Heat is crazy. You don't have to do that. Heat is
I just wish, I wish Americans would start this revolution of like, okay, fuckers, you need our money now. And what we're not doing right now is we're not spending money on you anymore. There's got to be not just these, and I know it's a good effort right now because it's got to start slow, right? When you have the blackout that they tried to do between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it will catch a little bit of steam. But it's got to catch major steam where a lot of people start to go, oh, okay, now I know how we can control this. We could control this by stop spending our money with these corporate assholes. We can cancel, even though it's going to hurt. We're going to have to cancel maybe cable. So we don't have any more of these cable. We don't have any more of these streaming services anymore. We don't have anything. And we're going to have to live without it for a little while until they get the fucking message that no, we are still in control. And you are going to do what we say. And hopefully you get some leaders in there that follow up with that and do it. But again, you're very good at segues because you were talking about how they were blaming the immigrants. This is JD Vance, and he is blaming immigrants.
I never know that you're going to have the next.
You're the queen of segues. That's that's your question. Queen of segues. But JD Vance talking about how immigrants are causing higher housing costs and prices.
We're starting to get those illegal aliens out of the United States of America. Those criminals, those gang members, those people who are taking homes.
This language is on purpose, by the way.
That ought by right go to the people in this room and your children and your grandchildren. It's simple economics. If you have fewer people, fewer illegal aliens trying to buy homes, that means American citizens are going to finally be able to afford a home again. It's very, very simple economics.
That is, first of all, absolutely not true. Simple economics, he calls it. It is simple when you make up economics. It's very simple. You can make up anything. But that is just absolutely not true. There is not one economic expert that would agree with him that what he calls illegal aliens and criminals are making the housing prices go up. That is absolutely 100% not true. They might go up less than 1% is maybe the most you'll see it, but they are nowhere near the reason why any housing prices go up.
I just, why would anyone listen to that? Like, that just doesn't even make any sense. This doesn't even make, because it definitely goes against.
Well, that's the idea, Lana. He of course he's not making sense to smart people, but he's talking to stupid people.
Because like, how is it making prices go up? Like I'm so, because we're saying there's not enough houses. Because guess what Kamala
That's what they're saying.
Guess what Kamala had a plan to do? Not only did she have the plan to put first-time home buyers in houses and set up these programs, she also had a plan to speed up construction. So more houses were being built. But y'all fools, not y'all in the chat and our people.
We're talking about MAGAs.
Right. They're the ones that are like, nah, we don't like that lady. Now you got this fool who's literally saying, you don't need $37. You only need $2 and 2 pesos. He already told you were going to feel pain. MAGA, what are you feeling right now? probably some pain. And
Yep.
and on top of the pain, you ain't gonna have health care.
That's correct. That is correct. I mean, it is. And you know, the good news though is, Lana, and I may be wrong because we've been wrong many, many times about MAGA and how people still could vote for them. But I listened to JD Vance talk, and he is trying to do his best impression of Donald Trump, and it comes off cringy. It comes off horny. It doesn't give the same vibe. And I don't know that JD Vance is going to be able to give the same vibe. He definitely won't be able to give the same vibe, but he have vibe enough to get the voters out the way they came out for Donald Trump. Yeah. I do not think so. No. The only way he would is because, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel are going to put more money into this one candidate than any candidate you've ever seen in your lifetime. He is going to get more individual donors, $250, $300 million. You could probably get up to $600 million just between them two for JD Vance.
It's true. They were saying Susie Wiles is trying to push Rubio because that's why in her interview she said bad shit about Vance, but kind of like, push.
They're trying to throw each other under the bus. That's what people do. They are egregious. They are terrible, terrible, terrible motherfuckers, Lana. They are so bad. They're so awful.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to this dipshit, Donald Trump. We haven't seen a video of him yet, but he's after the BBC, Lana, because apparently they lied about him, that they played clips that must be AI. They made them up. Let's let him explain it and see if he has a valid case.
The BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally, they put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out.
I swear to God, this looks like a Saturday Night Live skit.
I guess they used AI or something. So we'll be bringing that lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even the media can't believe that one. They actually put terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th that I didn't say. And the beautiful words that I said, right? The beautiful words. Talking about patriotism and all of the good things that I said, they didn't say that, but they put terrible words.
Look at those poor guys.
I know.
And they got caught because I believe somebody at BBC said, this is so bad, it has to be reported. That's called fake news. So we'll be filing that suit probably this afternoon or tomorrow.
This is just such a fucking embarrassment.
So is this before or after he was wandering around the Oval Office like he didn't know where to go?
What another fucking segue, Lana. One of the greatest segue. Maybe you're the greatest segue.
I think I am, because this is not planned.
all time. Because if you want to watch a minute and 14 seconds of cringeworthy video.
Yes, please.
Dipshit.
I can't stop watching it.
Oh, it was the greatest. I was watching it. He looks like, I don't know. He looks like he's the guy at the work party that you didn't expect to really show up, and he doesn't really have anybody to talk to, and everybody's mingling with each other, and he's just trying to figure out what the fuck. Well, can I pretend talk to somebody for a second? This is actually very entertaining. Look at this fuck. Look at him. Oh no. Maybe this guy moves further away.
He's like, are those medals? Not bad.
Did I get involved in this? What do I do? Let me turn this way. How about these guys?
Those medals over there too?
Me. Does anybody else know that I'm the only one that should be getting attention, not these guys getting medals?
That's a great job.
You did a great job.
Yeah, finally.
Why isn't he giving the medals out?
Now look at him. He goes, oh, no, now I'm going to sit down and pretend like I'm working.
He's like, I'm going to color.
Look at this idiot. What do you think he's writing?
Nothing. They put the Sharpies in the blank paper there for him to pretend. Oh my God.
Look at him.
Great job. Great job, fellas.
Oh, thank you. This is, according to their definition, Lana, which isn't even the true definition, but the greatest DEI hire in American history. And then in the top 50, there's probably 40 of this administration that are in the greatest of DEI hires. And again, that's DEI hires according to their definition of it, the fake definition.
Okay, but my question still remains. Was that tirade? What, like, was the speech before this incident or was it after they got their medals? Like, I'm so confused about why he was standing around like he didn't know what to do.
Because, well, I'll tell you why. Because he didn't know what to do.
Why?
He's awkward because this is a ceremony that doesn't feature the eyes on him.
But why wouldn't the president be giving out medals? Because they know that he can't do that properly without saying stupid shit. So they just had medal ceremonies without the president giving out the medals. And then he acted like he didn't know there were medals. He looks over, he's like,
wow, what's that?
Those are medals? Oh, yeah, nice.
I'm thinking about, okay, don't let it loose because I'm going to put it in my pocket and steal it.
He's like, I thought you guys were getting school lunches. Like, what the fuck is this? They had no idea what was being given out over there. What?
It is actually one of the funniest things. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is just perfect. This is absolutely perfect. And this almost feels sort of like MAGA, you know, in the end, it was like, he almost looked, remember the scene in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the very last scene where Will Smith's standing in the in the house all by himself, no furniture, just looking around. This is kind of like, you're getting the sense that more and more people are just kind of like embarrassed, even though they're not saying it. They're embarrassed.
Biden, if that was Biden,
right,
that would be all over every
100%,
everywhere,
and it'd be covered by CNN. It would be covered by all the every single one of them.
Yep.
Infuriating, just absolutely crazy. Lana, last week we talked about Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico, how they are both running against each other for Senate. But I did see James Tallarico, who I think we both agree looks like a phenomenal candidate, whether it's now or somewhere down the road. I can't imagine that this guy is not going to have a very long-lasting career in politics. But he sat down on this show Jubilee, which is kind of a joke. You know, the show Jubilee, where all these kids, you'll notice it when you see it. It's the kids who sit around with the red flags and they're debating each other. Mehdi Hassan did one, So this is James Tallarico against 20 undecided voters, the dumbest fucks in this country, the undecided voters. They're having a hard time, Lana, deciding between Democrats and these fucking crazy batshit nutballs.
Like, how can you be? Like, come on.
I don't know. But James Tallarico sat down, and this was an impressive clip. This one guy questioned him about the old welfare queens. I don't know.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know if any independent, undecided voters still use the term like welfare queens.
Yeah.
But he has just the perfect answer for this. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
There are welfare queens. There are nasty people who take advantage of the system and take away from those who earned it, take away from those who need it.
Yeah.
So how are you going to take that into account? How are you going to make sure we cover that risk as well?
The biggest welfare queens in this country are the giant corporations that don't pay a penny in federal taxes. The biggest welfare queens are the CEOs who get a tax deduction for flying on a private jet. It's not hungry kids. It's not working parents who work multiple jobs to provide for their families. I agree with you that we need individual responsibility. And I don't want to create a culture of dependency. I want a hand up and not a handout. You know, I believe that you don't give a man to fish, you teach a man to fish. But if you're going to take your friend out on a boat for the day to teach him how to fish, you want to make sure he had breakfast that morning. You want to make sure he's not sick, because that allows him to learn how to fish. Again, I was a public school teacher, so I saw how when kids showed up hungry, they couldn't learn that day. Even my brightest students, even my hardest working students, couldn't succeed, couldn't pull themselves up by their bootstraps when they didn't have boots. That's what I'm trying to fix in this country. We don't want dependency. We want to reward hard work. And I think that should apply to those billionaires, not just working people.
Are you saying that that guy couldn't win over every single person in that room?
Yes. And that's why I love you, Jasmine. Love you, Jasmine. That's why he could win that Senate seat in Texas.
Yep.
He could win Texas, because if we keep trying to fool ourselves into thinking that we don't need some Republicans to flip over,
Right.
because that's what
Texas especially.
Right. Because that's what happened with Obama too, right? So like a lot of Republicans voted for Obama. They believed in what he believed in, but then they switched back and voted for Trump. So a lot of those Republicans are in fact kind of MAGA-ish. Some aren't. So, for Jasmine to say she doesn't need MAGA, I don't know, some Republicans that, they're all kind of like jumbled up. You kind of need, you need everybody. Let's just say that, like, you shouldn't be discarding or disregarding any vote.
Especially when they're vulnerable as far as their vote right now, because they're feeling it too.
Exactly. And you're in Texas. It would behoove you to look like you are, you're working for those people too. So you don't want to get into that thing as we can do that. We can say, like, fuck MAGA. We're not talking to MAGA because who got the time?
Right.
You're running for Senate. You're going to represent MAGA, Dems, Libs, Independent. You're representing all of them, so you can't come off saying that. And I love Jasmine, but I love her for where she is in that district. But James Tallarico, I feel he could, and he's been doing this and talking to MAGA and MAGA districts for a long time. Like, he's definitely just been out there doing town halls with MAGA.
Yep.
He's a natural.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's a tough decision. I'm a sports guy, so I use some sports analogies. If you have two really good pitchers on a team and you need one of them to start game 7 and you got to make a decision on which one, and you like both of them, you got to go with the one that you think can win more. And we need the winners right now. It doesn't matter who it is. If it were like clear cut that Jasmine Crockett were the one that would win in Texas, then we put in Jasmine Crockett. But if it is James Tallarico, you're right, Lana. In that state and at this time,
and who he's going against, or she, I don't think that she could beat Ken Paxton. And he is flawed. Like, and we should beat him with a strong candidate that can get both Republicans and Democrats. Jasmine's getting progressives, like she's getting the young, those people. You gotta take votes from Ken Paxton.
It's clear that she is a better candidate than Ken Paxton. That's clear. But it's not clear, we think, to the Texas voters.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
Right, because she's coming with baggage, not her fault baggage, but she's also coming with that baggage of she's loud, she's this, she's ghetto, right? I'm not saying that I believe it and anyone should believe it, not saying that should discourage someone from running. What I'm saying is what Brian is saying. We need a win. We don't need someone bringing some baggage that could hinder them from getting all the votes, especially in a place like Texas, because we know Texas is just that state. It ain't, they can call it purple. That shit ain't purple. Texas to me is red.
Yeah,
Texas is
because
red.
every year we get fooled into thinking this is the year Texas is going to flip, and then Texas doesn't even come close to flipping.
Right.
Now, again, if it were 51-49, then you're like, maybe they are starting to change their tune. And I know she is popular in Texas. There's no question about it. But I also think that her
pockets of Texas, Texas is huge. She's Houston, Dallas, like but
Austin.
She's gotta get the mother.
Yeah. She had a meteoric rise. And sometimes when you have that rise so quickly, again, sometimes the ego can get to you. And I don't think, listen, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that she loses.
No, not
you
at
know,
all.
but you also have to think, you know, we've got to strategize this because, again, this isn't like the 80s or 90s. The Democrats have to win right now at this point, because if they don't, this country is cooked. People are not realizing if they get 4 more years of holding on to the House, the Senate, and the presidency of the United States with this Supreme Court, it's over. It is over. I'm not even sure we have a good chance in 2028 with them still having 3 years. So I don't know. And maybe a lot of us are, freaking out a little bit, because I truly believe this is sort of a do or die situation.
We need the Senate. I think we have a chance of getting that Texas seat with Tallarico.
I do too.
I wish Jasmine stayed ran again for her seat. Like I like her in Congress. I think she gets things moving. I think without, because especially if we win the House, like I feel like that would have given her some strength to start being on some of those committees. You know what I mean? Because she's still a junior.
Yeah, especially if they win the House, which they should.
Well, exactly. And she was a junior congresswoman. So now she would be coming back, more not senior, but she was not a junior and not new. So she would probably get on a lot of those seats in the House because we're probably going to win that. So I don't know. It just felt like.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Lana. At the end of the day, Texans are going to vote between the two of them.
True. Texas.
You know what I mean? And, if they decide that Jasmine Crockett is the better candidate,
then I'm all in it. Go, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Go, Jasmine.
Absolutely. All right. Let's end the show, Lana, on one of the most satisfying clips I think I have ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah.
One of the Trump stooges was being questioned by the Senate committee, and Benny Thompson was questioning this clown about apparently now the scariest group in America right now, Lana. Lock your doors and hide your children because Antifa is coming to get you. And this guy was questioned about Antifa, and man, I might watch it twice.
Terrorist organization, Antifa. That's our primary concern right now.
All right, that's what President Trump did. What does the FBI say?
We share the same view. When you look at the data right now, you look at the domestic terrorist threat that we're facing. Right now, what I see from my position is that's the most immediate violent threat that we're facing on the domestic side.
So where is Antifa headquartered?
What we're doing right now with the organization.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist? If it's a terrorist organization and you've identified it as number one.
We are building out the infrastructure right now.
So what does that mean? We're trying to get the information. You say Antifa is a terrorist organization. Tell us as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. No different than Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
No, I don't want you. I'll ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the #1 domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States. I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name. I don't want anything like that. Just how many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
You didn't expect that.
So you would come to this committee and say something you can't prove, I know. I know you wouldn't do that. But you did.
But you did. I'm telling you, man. And the only thing that would have made that more satisfying is if every single person in that room continued to bombard him with questions about Antifa until he finally said, all right, there's no fucking Antifa,
exactly.
okay?
They should have.
Leave me alone. Yep.
I'm just sad. And I am sad that I cannot go to a government website and get proper information.
Right. Yep.
I'm so sad that I cannot go to the CDC and get information about measles and things that are on the horizon. It makes me sad that FBI agents are being pulled from counterterrorism and keeping us safe in the atmosphere of that we don't see, but they're doing it to shuffle Kash Patel's girlfriend and friends around. Like, I'm just sad. Like, that is comical, but it's dangerous because who is running our country?
It's
that guy.
Yep.
Noam sitting beside him, like, yeah. Bombing people. Fentanyl is like a weapon of mass destruction right now.
And that's what they're going to use to start a war with Venezuela and saying
but
that we are.
Because that's not fentanyl. He should be using that to start a war with China. But we won't, will we? Right? We won't. Because if it's weapons of mass destruction, in my head, we should be marching over there to China right now.
That is correct.
Sorry, like, I can't even anymore. Like, I want to throw things and break things because it is getting, like, I feel like the government is being run by a bunch of kindergarten bullies. Like, I can't, it's just, what is this?
That's exactly what it is. Again, it is the most inept, unqualified administration in American history. It's not even close. If you took, again, as we said earlier, it took the top 20 most unqualified people ever in American history in politics, they would fill out the top 20, this administration. It is unbelievable that these people are running our government. This guy, Kash Patel, is running around on podcasts while the Brown shooter is still running around free. The Department of Education is being headed up by Vince McMahon's wife. I mean, this is just such a fucking joke. Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, another one. All these people are terrible, terrible people. And we hope that the day comes where somehow we get some sort of normalcy back for at least the amount of time that we can get it back, and change enough laws to make sure that this never happens again, and to make sure that these people actually get prosecuted for the laws that they are committing the atrocities they are committing right now.
I pray, like, he went in front of them and said, Antifa, like, you fucking know that white supremacists and neo-Nazis are out here planning and plotting, and you're sitting in front of a committee talking about Antifa, knowing what they are doing is insanity. Like, I don't know how we get it back, Brian. Like, this week has been just that week. And then I read today, I am sorry, but like, I am just like, what the fuck? We knew that Donald Trump was going to use the Civil Rights Division, right, to reverse it around and say that white people's civil rights are right, because that's how you keep the MAGA in line. That's how you keep them like they're hungry and cold, but it's the racism that counts. They're suing Mayor Wu for housing discrimination against the white people investigating. They are the civil HUD Housing and Urban Development is investigating Boston for housing discrimination against white people. If you live in Boston, as I do, right, outside of Boston, but have lived in Boston for decades, you know that that's not true.
Right.
What the fuck? White people ain't getting homes? Like all this gentrification? What the fuck are we talking about? All this gentrification going on in Boston right now, and we're saying that white people are being discriminated against when literally white people are buying the houses after the corporations give cash-strapped poor people, not just Black people, but poor people, cash-strapped in those neighborhoods, offer them cash. Corporations buy the homes, and then the rich yuppies come in because they love Boston. It's very diverse and yuppie-ish, and they buy the homes or they buy the condos for $600,000, $800,000, $900,000 for a condo in Boston. And you're here talking about white people are not getting homes in Boston means you actually don't know what the fuck is happening in Boston. Like, it's ridiculous. But that goes back to D and I was talking about this. Donald Trump is hardwired for retribution. If you've ever said anything, crossed him the wrong way, it's here. Like dementia, whatever it is, he knows it and remembers it. Like, it's just it's ridiculous. I hate this administration. And
it is the absolute worst. And you said earlier about how do we fix this or how do we turn it around? And again, that's my biggest fear, is that even if we win elections, the media narrative is going to be dominating the space for the rest of our lives, because the people with all the money are controlling now. You're looking, Larry Ellison might own CNN. If Larry Ellison owns CNN, then it's all over. I mean, it's just all over. Maybe the only good news is that I don't know how many people are even watching TV anymore.
Right.
But the sad part is people are getting their news from podcasts and from YouTube channels. Now, again, there are some podcasters and YouTube channels that are legitimate. I mean, they're actually telling you the news, but you have a lot of them that are shape-shifting the news to a narrative that is pro-MAGA and anti-Democrat. And it's just, I don't know how you beat that. I just don't know how you beat it.
And it's difficult because, we have to go onto these platforms and tiptoe around what we say and how we say it. I mean, I didn't even know Ebro in the Morning was canceled. I don't know if you've ever watched Ebro in the Morning or listened to Ebro in the Morning, but like, that's like canceling the Breakfast Club, right? Like,
is that the New York radio?
At 97, yeah.
My brother was just telling me about it.
Progressive, right? Like a progressive voice that was very critical of Benny Netanyahu, right? Like many people were, but just gone.
Yeah. And he's been there forever, apparently. He was there forever.
13 years. Had the ratings. People loved it.
Yep.
Progressive voices,
And that's what we are literally turning into Russia. That's what we're turning into.
Well, the good part, I guess, is that he's still going to be on the digital space, right? Like, so there's enough room on the digital space for people to have their own podcasts and right? You're not on here. You're not on CNN. You're going to be on there. And young people seem to be more so on the digital space than
that's true.
anything else. They're not listening to radio. They don't know what the fuck radio, like they don't listen to radio.
I guess that kind of is the good news, because that's maybe the sort of light at the end of the tunnel, is that the independent media they don't need sponsors. There's nobody that can fire them. You can't fire the Midas Touch. You can't fire Aaron Parnas. Now, you may be able to suppress their voices by making sure you get with YouTube or you get with Spotify and say those are not allowed on anymore. Now, I think that's really going to be overdoing it with, the free speech advocates. But if more people are going to be on that digital space where they're getting their news from independent outlets, that's where I think the Democrats should really start flooding the area, is with the digital space, getting ahead of that. The YouTube channels, the podcasters, they're doing a good job with Midas Touch. Aaron Parnas is doing a good job. Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman, guys like this are doing a good job. And I think you need more and more of those spaces and voices so you can help at least combat what I still don't believe you're ever going to beat. But if they're taking up 75% of the space, we need to get it down to at least 60, know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But Lana, anything else?
No.
Aren't we supposed to like, share, subscribe?
Oh gosh, yes. Ugh, why do we always forget that?
I don't know. I lean on you for that because you're the professional. You're the smart one.
I'm just totally not the professional, but like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Right.
Thumb up this video. Come on, y'all. Don't take nothing.
Smash that thumbs up button, as the kids say. Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. Just smash it. You know what to do at this point.
Smash the button.
Right. I mean, we're getting to a point where we're like, I think everybody knows what to do at this point. We don't even have to tell them, but we do. We do need to tell them.
You do. It's awesome.
Just like McDonald's still has to run commercials. They know, everybody goes, people know where McDonald's is at, but we still got to run commercials. So,
gotta remind them.
Lana, what about the rest of the year? Are we going to see you before the rest of the year on the Quest show? By the way, I also encourage everybody to find Lana on her own individual show, the Quest show. And you can find her every once in a while on Saturdays whenever she feels like it. Lana,
I will be back after the new year. It's not going to happen. Like,
I figured. And again, if you want to take the rest of the year off, we could do that here too. If you're going to be busy with family and all that stuff. I know we've got Christmas next week. We got New Year's the week after.
Yeah. So, right. Yeah. I'm definitely coming back on the new year.
Yep. So 2026. So let's just do this, Lana. Let's call this our final show of the year. And we'll come back
unless something
major happens.
Yes.
If we get the good news that we've been waiting for a long time, we will definitely be back. We will be on, but yeah, we'll be back after the end of the year, or in the beginning of the new year, 2026.
Yeah.
Unless, like Lana said, something happened. But I would like to thank Baby Juggernaut who came by, Babs who came by, Katrina who came by, Donna. Let's see, who else am I missing? Ray's here. Hey, Ray. UWO Cowboy. Is that you, Neb? I think that's Neb.
Big, beautiful obituary.
Yes, that's what we're looking for.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Thank you for being here. I hope I'm not missing anybody. If I am, I do apologize, but thank everybody for coming by. We do appreciate you. I did say Deborah, I believe, Donna, and yes, that should be everybody. So thank you guys for joining us. We really do appreciate it. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all that fun stuff. And
Hanukkah, is that today? Yesterday? When was that? Sorry, guys, I don't know. Was that?
I don't. Let's look.
Hanukkah. Is that yesterday?
We're going to acknowledge it before we leave.
Yeah, Monday.
Yesterday.
Okay. Happy Hanukkah.
Yes, Happy Hanukkah to everybody. That is correct. So it started yesterday. So to all everybody out there, have a very safe holiday season,
yes.
And we will be back in 2026. You can still catch me on TikTok on my fucking backup account.
Just be good so you don't get this one friggin' suspended.
Oh, I'm getting my old one back. I'm getting it back. I'm going to do everything I can to get it back, and I'm still working on it. But in the meantime, you can catch the backup at BRun 1333. So other than that, Lana, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
You too. I'm sure we'll talk before then because
100%.
Let's talk about politics.
No doubt. We can't go that far. No question. All right, Lana. We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.